Okay, it has been a while since I have come before you to talk about comics. I will probably be posting, or already have posted, another video about the delays in comics. But I am going to talk to you. I'm going to kind of try to do it a little bit more rapid fire. I'm going to try to talk about the last couple weeks of stuff and stuff that I really kind of thought was good. And I'm going to breeze through some things, and then I'm going to try to spend some time on some other things. So I got a big stack of things here. Where do we want to start? We will start with some of the things that we're going to do kind of rapid fire. It's been a couple interesting weeks. I mean, we've had some really good stuff come out. We've had some really not so good stuff come out. I'm going to try to focus on some of the better things. Well, we're going to get the really bad thing out of the way first and the pseudo-bad thing out of the way first. Okay, first up, we're going to do Shadowland number 3. After 3 issues, this is really disappointing me. I thought Andy Diggle started off very strong on Daredevil. I thought he started off really, really well back when he took over with 501. And then his first arc was pretty good. And then the second arc was pretty good. And then this whole Shadowland thing's been pretty much a miss. The first 2 issues I thought were kind of good. The third issue, not to mention that rather subpar John Cassidy cover. I mean, he's really better. He's really capable of quite better. I guess they thought they'd throw a John Cassidy cover on it and make people give a damn. No. It's Daredevil is now like the whole reasoning is that he's not like in control of what he's doing. I don't know. Skip Shadowland unless you're a Daredevil fan. And furthermore, like Daredevil's book is being renumbered at 513 to be a Black Panther book, because Black Panther is going to now defend Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, moving forward. This came out this week, Batman Beyond number 4. I was really with this until the last page. This was I've really been enjoying this series, and I'm hoping that last page is a twist in a way. But upside news, even if this is bad, we will be getting an ongoing series out of this, and hopefully that's a little bit better. Like I said, I was really digging it till now. We get the introduction of Dick Grayson for the first time in the Batman Beyond world. I mean, we've seen Batgirl and Tim Drake before, so this is not bad. And like I said, it's really just the last page that really just kind of bugs me. I'm hoping there's a little bit more to it. I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you read it, but otherwise, it's pretty solid. So if you're a big Batman Beyond fan, again, you're still probably going to enjoy it. Okay, this one was last week, I do believe, or the week before, within the last 3 weeks. And this is Freedom Fighters number 1 by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti, with art by Travis Moore and Trevor Scott. This is continuing the story of the Freedom Fighters that Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray have told over 2 miniseries. The first one with art by Daniel Acuna, and the second with art by Renato Arlem. And this is all based off concepts Grant Morrison did after Infinite Crisis. And this is a pretty good setup issue. I really enjoyed it. I love the press 2 Freedom Fighters minis, and this one's really, really good. I'm glad that they finally got it ongoing, and I think that they'll have a lot of really cool stuff that they can do. So check it out. Freedom Fighters number 1, pretty good. Let's see. This one came out this week. Doc Savage number 6. No, this came out last week. My mistake. I just bought it this week. And this is what the book should have been all along. Brian Azzarello has come on board to plot the story now with Ivan Brandon, and we've got art by Nick Klein. It's really, really good. This is definitely a step up over the first arc. I was a little annoyed that the first wave miniseries was only at issue 2 when these things got launched, when first wave, when Doc Savage and the Spirit got launched. And the first arc of Doc Savage left me kind of really, really annoyed. I really wasn't digging it. But this is what Doc Savage should have been. Ivan Brandon does the script based off a story by Brian Azzarello and Ivan Brandon. So we've got the Fantastic, we've got war, we've got pain, we've got destruction, we've got action. We've got mystery. We've got everything in this. This is what the Doc Savage book should have been from day one. I wish they'd change that number 6 to a number 1 because this is what the book should have been from day one. So check out Doc Savage number 6. Very, very good. Monty made a plea a little while ago, but this is something I can definitely support. Okay. We will talk about Green Lantern next. Green Lantern 57. This was one of the books that I will have or will mention in my delay because it was randomly delayed 2 weeks. It came out last week, but it was supposed to come out at the end of August. I really don't know why. As you can tell from the cover, we sort of get a male Star Sapphire in this issue. We basically are introduced to the Predator, the entity Predator, is shown up for the first time, and he basically bonds with somebody, and that's what that weird bondage-looking dude in the black is. And it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's Carol Ferris. A lot of it takes place in Las Vegas. We're still getting some fallout from last issue with the Orange entity bonding with Hector Hammond. So it continues off of that. The Predator shows up. Carol Ferris is looking for the Predator. And so we get a pretty good selection of people here. Larfleeze is in here. Hal Jordan's in here. Carol Ferris is in here. The Predator's in here. And the fallout from Blackest Night, inasmuch as the Star Sapphire battery was charged by the undying love of the original forms of Hawkman and Hawkwoman, or Hawkgirl, I guess. It was charged by those. The whole thing was kind of built on that. So when those two bodies left, they could not keep their battery charged. So this addresses that in full. And by the end of the issue, a solution has been made for it. So Green Lantern 57 is worth checking out, unless you don't like delays, in which case you're boycotting it. Anyway, moving forward. I'm getting down to some of the really awesome stuff now. So I will talk about Thanos Imperative. This is an event done right. Thanos Imperative is everything that I could want from a cosmic event. Marvel has been hitting on all cylinders with their cosmic stuff, dating all the way back to the end of the Jim Starlin era, as it were. Jim Starlin kind of left Marvel after Infinity Abyss, and then it was Infinity Abyss, Marvel the End, which was a Thanos story, then the first 6 issues of Thanos. And he left after that, and then Keith Giffen took over the Thanos series and set us up for Annihilation, and then in turn led to Annihilation Conquest, written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. And then they took us through the next stages, which was Annihilation Conquest, into War of Kings, into Realm of Kings, into now Thanos Imperative. This has got the Guardians, this has got Thanos, this has got the new Cosmic Avengers, which is basically Silver Surfer, Ronin, Quasar, Beta Ray Bill, Nova, and Gladiator. Those 6 guys together could beat just about anyone. And I mean, this is firing all cylinders. The art is really good. Miguel Sepulveda. I think I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. He's doing really good art. He did some stuff on Thunderbolts I wasn't a big fan of, but he's doing really good work on this. The only thing that would make me more happy is if it was like Ron Lim. Kind of dating myself there. And on top of that all, I'm starting to work on slowly building my Jim Starlin Thanos run. And so I will hopefully be coming at you in a little while to talk about some Thanos stuff. So Thanos Imperative is definitely worth checking out. I mean, it stands by all the stuff Jim Starlin did. It stands by the Keith Giffen stuff. This has been really great. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. And it's entertaining. You can pick up Thanos Imperative number 1 or Thanos Imperative Ignition and kind of get all your primer for it. It's not too much. You don't have to have read all this stuff that's come before Ignition, and then the Thanos Imperative series kind of explain everything. And if you really want to look into it, I think they have a Thanos primer that you can buy that kind of goes through Thanos' whole existence as a character. So, yeah, Thanos Imperative. Check it out. Next, let's talk about a book that came out last week. This was Batman and Robin 14. This is awesome. Batman and Robin 14 is the, unfortunately, much delayed next issue of Batman and Robin. And this Batman and Robin is also a book that will get mentioned in my rant that you may or may not have seen already. Not that you watched it, not that you're watching this either. But Fraser Irving knocks it out of the park with the art here. So and he took the blame for the delays. So I'm a little bit more okay when somebody steps up and takes the blame. But this is phenomenal. Grant Morrison is doing excellent work with Batman and Robin. And like I said, next month is going to be a huge Batman month because we've got 2 issues of Batman and Robin, 2 issues of The Return of Bruce Wayne, and Batman the Return. So, I mean, basically in October, it's going to be a very big Batman month. I mean, literally the last week of October, we get Return of Bruce Wayne 6, Batman and Robin 16, and Bruce Wayne and Batman the Return. So, I mean, you've got 3 books by Grant Morrison. We got 5 books by Grant Morrison next month. I mean, it's crazy. All Batman books. Not to mention, hopefully, Multiversity is going to start up next year sometime. That's his next big thing, in addition to Batman. And then, like I said, I think the first week in November, we get Batman Inc. #1. So, I mean, it's going to be a very big, cool couple of weeks for Batman fans. So, this was no exception. I mean, this is continuing the Black Gloves' descent and their attempt to attack Batman again. And it's really quite fantastic. Grant Morrison has done excellent work with Batman, dating all the way back to Batman and Son, as Monty and I talked about in our video series that you can still see on my YouTube channel. And definitely, I mean, if you're a Batman fan, I think that you're going to love this. I mean, I really need to go back and reread that whole run again. I mean, it's been absolutely awesome from day one. So, Grant Morrison has not disappointed, and I'm rather interested in where Batman Inc. is going. Okay, we're going to talk next about Astonishing Spider-Man Wolverine. This is kind of an anomaly because I'm not usually a fan of Spider-Man and or Wolverine, but there's one selling point on this book that makes me buy it over anything, and that's that Adam Kubert draws it. I love the Kubert's artwork, and I cannot wait for Flashpoint, which is drawn by Andy. But this is, I mean, honestly, I think one review put it, Jason Aaron is kind of like, with this book, it almost feels like he's purposely drawing the most ridiculous things he can think of for Adam Kubert. I mean, this has been really, really cool. I mean, in this book, we kind of pick up from last issue where Doom, the Living Planet. Doom has put his mind into Doom, the Living Planet, into the Living Planet. That's what this is. And basically, they find a gun that fires the Phoenix Force in 1 bullet. And so Wolverine shoots it and dies. Don't worry, he doesn't stay dead. And we get some great use of art here. Adam Kubert does his very... his style he used in his covers to Batman or Superman Last Son, that very kind of, I think he uses honestly cardboard to draw it, that very dark chalk style. It's really, really great. I'm glad to see Adam Kubert on a semi-regular book. This has now been up to 6 issues. I thought it was 5. But, and it's come out on time, it's bi-monthly, so it's coming out on time, which is really, really great because I used to have a big problem with Adam Kubert because he was not very punctual. Anyway, we're going to close this week out with Brightest Day 9 and 10, featuring very nice covers by David Finch. Kind of in a quick, rapid review here. This one only really has 2 segments. It's got 2 Aquaman primers, and then it's got some quick Aquaman primers where they find out basically they got to find Black Manta's kid as the new Aqualad, and then we have Martian Manhunter in the forest. My only problem is the Martian Manhunter in the forest segment takes up the whole issue, and all we find out is that this forest with Green Arrow is not the right one. So it feels kind of like a lot of wasted pages just to get to a very easy conclusion, and I'll kind of drop the pseudo-spoiler that people are pegging that as Green Arrow, that is Martian Manhunter, and this tree that I can't trace because I'm a moron. This tree is something. But I'm not telling you that. It's not a spoiler because it's not anything new yet. Anyway, the issue I also had with this, no Firestorm again. But that is fixed in this issue. Because all this issue is Firestorm and Aquaman. This is Aquaman. This is probably about 6 or 7 pages of Firestorm and probably about 13, 14 pages of Aquaman. And more specifically, Aqualad, as the cover would dictate. We basically find out that Aqualad is indeed Black Mana's kid, and now Black Mana and Mara's sister are trying to hunt him down. But then Aquaman shows up to save them from... They are running, and Aqualad's adopted parents are about to tell him the truth. But then Black Mana shows up, and for the first time in a while, Aquaman shows up, and you are very, very glad that Aquaman shows up. It's a very good drawing by Ivan Rice where he does that. And Ivan Rice is knocking it out of the park with Aquaman. Wouldn't mind him seeing do it a little bit more. Anyway, that was Andrew rapidly reviewing about 10 books. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. I'm probably going to be back next week. I may be back before then. I've got tons of comics to read, so stay cool.